Right, this is my Electraglide. This is going to be a really quick video. What it is, I'm just doing an oil change. See the plug's just hanging out. It's currently just dripping. I've got a tray under there. Now, I haven't done an oil change on this thing for a while because of COVID and the restrictions. Bike's hardly done out. So, but the last couple of times I've been out, we've been having some, here in the UK, we've been having some rather hot weather. And I just noticed that last time I was riding it, it was getting a bit warm in slow moving traffic. So I thought I'll do an oil change, because I haven't done one, as I say, for a while. That engine oil in there looks black, but it's in a dirty tray. It isn't actually, well, you can see on there, I think it's not actually as bad as it looks in that tray. But I'm changing to this stuff here, AMS oil or AMS oil, whatever you want to call it. I've done a bit of research on this stuff, and apparently it helps your motor run cooler. So this is why I'm making the video. Basically, it's obviously I got a new filter with it, and also in the, well, I'll show you, in the lid of this filter there's an O-ring taped on, which goes on obviously on your drain plug. It replaces that one there. Magnet was nice and clean. I mean, obviously I've cleaned it off, so there's no on there now, but the magnet was clean anyways. So what are we, four and a bit years on, or whatever it is, since I rebuilt this motor, and it's still running like a dream. Quick tip, see if I can get in there. You see the plastic I've got folded in there? It sits right up underneath the oil filter housing and comes down there and drains off, just drips into that tray. Now basically that's just one of them plastic folders that you put A4 sheets in, like A4 sheets of paper. Just crammed it up underneath, unscrewed the oil filter, and basically all the oil that came out just runs down the plastic and drops into that tray there. So, little tip, you can use a round bottle as well, but I've got one somewhere and I couldn't find it, so I just used that. But yeah, I'm changing to this stuff here. We're away at the weekend, we're out on a run, so I'll see how it goes. It's meant to be decent weather again, so I'll see if it makes any difference, and I'll make a video when I'll maybe take it out a couple of times, get this run out of the way, and then maybe another couple of runs, and then I'll make another video on with my sort of my impressions of how it's, if it's made any difference, or you know. But yeah, I'll let you know anyways. Let's say that kit, I bought it for the touring, for the 2005 twin cam. Well, say 2005, it was 2000 and whatever up to 2000 and whatever, but included the 2005 twin cam. So it, what do you call it, the right quantity of oil. I'm not changing the primary oil, and I'm not changing the gearbox oil, because I actually did that just not so long back. So it's just the engine oil this time. And as I say, I'll report back on what I think of this stuff. As you all know, I usually use that stuff that you can see down there, Motor Factory, which is good stuff, don't get me wrong. I've used it for years, I've never had any complaints with it, but I've just thought, with this hot weather and being in slow traffic, that I'm sure this thing was getting a bit hotter than normal, so that's why I'm going to try this stuff out. because one of its big claims is it helps the motors run cooler. Also, another thing which might be coming up soon is I'm thinking of putting an oil cooler on it. Just help increase sort of, or should I say decrease, engine temperatures. There is a way you can put them fan things on there, but I just don't like them, so I'm going to go down the oil cooler route. And on an Electraglide, it's a lot easier to hide the oil cooler in the middle of there. You know, I won't be getting one that sticks out the side here. I'll be getting one that sits in the middle, so you'll hardly see it anyways, unless the bike's parked up, you're sticking your nose right in there. And also, I've got an issue with this. Even when it's tight, it's rattling, and I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is take it off, and I've got some of that like foam tape. I'm going to put some foam tape up inside in a couple of strategic places just to stop it vibrating against the pedal, because apart from that, this thing just sounds sweet until that starts vibrating and you think, fuck, my bike's broken, but it isn't, it's just that. Right, as I say, I'll come back, I'll report on what I think of this AmSoil, whatever it's called. So, right, catch you later. Right, just I did this first straight away when I said I'd be reporting back. I'd sorted the this bit that was vibrating, and what you've got on these things, this is obviously, that's your gear linkage. So you've got a bit that clips in there, comes up, and on the back there it's got a bolt that the one end of that cover screws into. Well, the one on the front had snapped, so that's basically what it is, just a little strip. And you've got the leg. Well, mine had snapped, and as you can see there, I thought I'll just weld it back on. Forgot what the last thing was that I'd welded. I'd been welding some quite thin stuff, and I thought it was still set on that, but then after I did this and blew the fucking end away, I realised that the last thing I'd welded was quite thick. So basically what I did, I've just quickly knocked one up out of a bit of, just drilled the end and welded a nut on it, and you'll notice the difference between the two is that's quite thin compared to that one. But as you can see there, I have brought it down narrower on the right hand side, because when it goes on, just tilt it in ever so slightly like that and tighten it on, because it sits inside that bit there, which is rounded on the top. So without taking that side off, it wouldn't fit on properly, but it fits now. So I'll just be putting that one back on, get it all tightened up, which means I can then put this back on and it won't vibrate. The reason it was vibrating is because that end was just basically just moving about on its own. So that's that one sorted, and while I've been doing that, the bike itself's had plenty of time just to drip every last bit of oil out. So now I'm going to get it all, get where the oil filter sits, get all that cleaned off, put the oil bung back in, so oil screw, drain plug even, and I'll start topping this thing up. And as I say, after this time when I thing off, that'll be it. One thing I will mention for anyone who's just not 100% sure, when you check your oil on these things, have it on its jiffy stand, so it's just on its side stand, and you've got that bit there, and you'll see, turn it the right way up, see at the top there it says full hot, do not overfill, and at the bottom there it says add quart. Well, oh, that's just genuine Harley Davidson shit. When it's cold, you'll find that the level will be down sort of halfway, and when it's hot it'll be more full. So never check your oil cold. You can check it for like a pre-ride inspection just to make sure there's fucking oil in there, but you'll find when it's cold it'll be halfway up, because that bit there, the smooth bit without the writing on, that's your low and your full. Well, as it says there, I'll turn it up the right way again. That's where you see where it says full hot to where the arrow's pointing. So when it's cold you should be sort of halfway up that smooth bit. So yeah, for a pre-ride when you haven't even started the bike you can check it, but it's best to check your oil when it's hot. So run it up to temperature, knock it off, dip the bung in all the way, including right up to the like normal position it'd be in, pull it out, and it should be at that top mark and not really over it, because what you find is this oil dribbles down and sits in, because this is like a, well, for lack of a better way of putting it, a dry sump system. It scavenges the oil out of the bottom of the crankcases and then puts it back into the oil tank. Well, when it's been sat, the oil drains that's in the system drains back down into the sump. So you might think, oh, I've just tested my oil cold, oh, there's not enough in, I'll put some in, and then when you start it up it sucks the oil out of the sump, out of the cases, and then you find that you've actually overfilled it. So yeah, quick thing there, just don't do a proper engine oil level. It's good for checking when it's cold, just to make sure there's oil in there, but always, if you want to check your oil level properly, get it up to operating temperature and then switch it off and then check your oil. Right, that's it for now. I'm going to get cracked on with this, and as I say earlier in the last clip, once I've done this run we're doing at the weekend's quite a long run, and we'll see how things go, and I'll report back as to what this oil's like. Right, ride safe, catch you later.